Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Marvin. If today is the first time of stopping by, you're most definitely welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back once again. So today I'm here with another interview. I'm here with another Ghanaian student or a Ghanaian student. Last week we had a Nigerian student. So today I'm here with a Ghanaian student and he's going to talk us through his whole application process right from school application to visa or student application. So he's here, he will tell us everything we need to know. So don't go anywhere. So first of all, I'll let him introduce himself. He'll tell us his name, the program he's doing currently, the university he went to. Yeah.
Yeah. So my name is Papa Kwekwafo. Unluckily, I don't have an English name, and I'm in a foreign land. I completed KNUST, and I'm doing energy systems engineering here. I completed mechanical engineering back in KNUST in 2020, and I moved here in 2022 winter to start doing my energy systems engineering.
Okay. So Papa, tell us about your school application process first. How long it took you to get the application? Was Memorial University the only school you applied to? So just the documents you also used in applying for the school. So just take us through briefly.
So when it comes to the school application process, one thing I'll say is that I didn't really put much faith in it. I'll just like I have to start from there because I only applied to 2 schools, and out of those 2 schools, I ended up only paying application fee for only 1 school. That means at the end of the day, I only applied to one school. And it was mainly because personally I didn't. At the time, I was juggling so many stuff at the time, so I was like, let's just try and see what happens. But my application process was quite simple. I started my application process like gathering of my documents in December 2021. I finished my application and then paying my application fee in 2022. That was February of 2022. And then I got my the acceptance letter in April of 2022. So after that, it was basically a rush of getting your passports and getting starting your visa application. But then in Ghana at the time, there was an issue with getting your birth cert.
Yeah.
And then one issue with my passport is that my name is Papa Kwekwafo. They made it Papa for some reason. So I didn't also want to have to try. I didn't want to try applying with that and then having to go with affidavit, and then there will be so many questions that why is that your name here on your certificate is Papa and here is Papa. So I had to do the whole thing again. And to be frank, that became an issue. Like it became an issue on its own, because at the time so many things happened. I think we had to, my grandmother died and had to go for a funeral. So I ended up deferring from fall to winter. And that's how come I came in December of 2022. So I contacted the school. I told them that my documents are taking a while, so I'd like to push my acceptance, my start date forward. So they moved it to the 5th of January 2023. So that means I had more time to do my application. So basically we went to the funeral, we came back. So we came back around ending of June. So after I came back ending of June, Ghana, I won't talk much. I passed through doors, and I got my passport and my birth cert within like 3 weeks. So once it came, I just applied on IRCC just to get my visa application running, and then I think that whole process took like 3 months of back and forth. So I think after the first week, I was asked to go and do my biometrics, which for me was like, it was very quick. Like everyone was surprised that after the first week, I had to go and do my biometrics. After the biometrics, I think it took a while. They asked for some few extra documents. I think they asked for some extra documents when it came to financial statements.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So after you submitted your application, along the they still contacted you for extra documents.
Yeah, I think the reason why they contacted me was like I said, when it came to my application, I was quite straightforward. What they ask is what I give them. So when it came to the school application, again, I didn't even think of writing IELTS or TOEFL. I didn't think of writing anything. I went there, I saw that they could take my application straightforward. I just gave them what they needed.
So what documents did you used to apply for like your school
Okay.
admission?
So when it came to school, it was my financial statement, which was basically a bank statement.
The school?
Yeah, it was a bank statement, my passport, my school transcript, and then my certificate. Just these four. Nothing more, nothing less.
So you weren't asked to write any
And then
statement of
and then
interest?
my reference letter and my statement of interest. So my statement of interest was quite interesting because I didn't write lots of things about like coming, like people try to see that like they try to spice it out too much.
Yeah.
What I did was this: my statement of purpose was centered around a research, basically. So I told them, because it was energy systems engineering in Ghana, we have lots of energy crisis.
Yeah.
I used that as a basement to think of a research that would be viable. So basically, I made a statement of purpose more around what I would learn here, and then what I could use it for potentially.
Yeah.
So I might introduce a research topic, and then I told them about it. And because of that, when I was actually getting my reference, my academic reference, I told the lecturer doing it to also state that. And I don't know if that's what made it come faster or not, because I think I got my admission within like less than a month.
So when did you complete your application and when did you get your admission?
I completed my application in February ending, and I got 2022.
Okay.
And I got my application middle of April 2022.
Okay. So now you've gotten your school admission. When did you start applying for your student visa? What documents did you use in applying for your student visa?
Opportunity comes once. When I got the admission, I just went to IRCC.
And you started applying?
I just started applying.
Okay. So what documents did you apply with?
Oh yeah, so I'll try to remember all of them, but I remember when I went to IRCC, again I did the same thing I did when I was applying to the school. I just looked at the documents they needed, and I just looked at what I could provide and what would be sufficient for them, and I just gave it to them. So I think for them they needed your admission letter of acceptance. They needed your acceptance letter.
Yeah.
And then from that they needed your passport, and then they needed your financial statements.
So the financial statement, what went into the financial statement?
So my financial statement was that's where I put lots of effort, I won't even lie. The financial statement was three things. For me, it was I used my father's bank statements because Papa no he has more money than me. So I just use his bank statements, and apart from that, I also use some company documents to also back it as well. Okay. And then you just put an affidavit on it. So it was just these three things: bank statements, some company documents, just to tie me back to Ghana. Because one of my friends who was here told me that they are very interested when you have ties back to your country. Exactly. So I just added some company documents just to sweeten that whole thing. Yeah. And then after that, just the affidavit of support. Then you just added, and that was it.
Okay. So you also did police reports?
No.
You didn't do police reports?
No police reports.
Did you do upfront medicals?
No, my medicals was I think it was on the second month after I did my application. After I submitted, then they contacted me. That's not going to do it.
Oh, okay. So guys, he didn't do upfront medicals. He didn't do police reports, but yes, so he got his visa study permit approved. So when did you finally complete your visa application, and when did they get back to you?
The visa application, I completed it. I think I completed it within the first week when I started application.
So that's in April?
No, that was in April. Like I said, I had some things going, so I started my application in July rather.
Oh, okay.
So because of we had to travel, we had to get some stuff done, so I started it in July rather. Okay. And then I think it was around July, August. That's when I did my biometrics in the first week of August. Mm-hmm. And after that, September, that's when I went to do the medicals. And then I think the second week of November, that's when they got back to me and they asked me to send back my passport. Okay. When they told me, DHL. I sent it to them, and I think after a week or two, they sent it back to me, and then that was it.
Oh, okay.
So then after that, the only thing I was left for just booking your flights. But then I think the reason why that I was able to get through this whole process without like doing police reports, I think was mainly because of how I went about my statement of purpose. Like I said, it wasn't just about learning. It was more about like I stated like something very specific.
That's in your letter of explanation.
Yeah, in my letter of explanation, also my statement of interest, both for the school and for the IRCC. I stated something very, very specific that I wanted to do, and I think it actually made it easier for them because it stood out more than just writing something that was more generalized.
Yeah.
And I think that's what actually helped the process because I'm going to be frank, I don't think I put in as much effort as what I see other people putting in. Because people put lots of effort, but mine was quite simple. And I think the only challenge that I faced was housing. I won't even lie. It was housing.
We'll get to that point.
Yeah.
So you finally got your passport request in November.
Yeah.
Right. So when did you finally land in Canada?
I landed in Canada on the 12th of December 2022. I remember that date because I wanted to come on the 28th. I wanted to enjoy Christmas. I couldn't enjoy Christmas. I wanted to enjoy Christmas with my boys. We couldn't enjoy Christmas, so I just had to come. And I came on the 12th
of December 2022.
Yeah, actually, let me rephrase that. I was supposed to get here on the 12th, but then British Airlines, they fucked up. They fucked up so badly that I had to stay in London for like a day, and then I got here on the 13th further. Yeah, I remember.
So when you used Pearson, right, Toronto?
No.
Or Montreal?
I was supposed to go through Halifax, but I think I was chained to Toronto.
To Toronto.
Yeah.
So when you got to Toronto, immigration, what happened? Did they ask you like questions?
Funny enough, they didn't ask me anything.
They didn't ask you anything.
When I got there, they just asked me, so I'm coming to study. Like, I'm not going to stay what the guy said. So I come to study, right? I was like, yeah. What course are you doing? Engineering. I was like, oh, okay. Can I see your admission letter? Give it to him. Letter of acceptance, give it to him. I'm like, oh, I have my back to this. Like, oh, it's not needed.
Oh. Okay.
So they didn't really ask me any particular question. Just took my distance and just asked me. And then I think the only extra question asked me was, have I paid my fees? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I've paid some of my tuition fees. I'll pay the rest when I get here. And then you see when you apply for your admission, they let you pay an acceptance fee of the acceptance fee, and then they quote it as tuition fees. Yeah. So I just gave him that receipt, and then that was it. Okay. No extra questions. It was actually quite straightforward.
So now you are in St. John's. Just give us a brief, idea of how you found like St. John's so far, or Canada as a whole. Just a brief,
Let me say this: I spent one night in UK, and I've actually been to London before. Let me just summarize St. John's in one statement. Look at the color of the sky; it's grey. That's St. John's. Because when I got here, I don't even like. When I got here, I was very like, so much enthusiasm, so much like vim, like so much excitement. I'm here to do something. It took just 2 weeks to like drain everything. Because like I think one thing that people should really be aware when they're coming here is that when you get here, you will get work, but it will take time. So I think the same thing. Almost everyone who's planning on coming here, I tell them that prepare for like 3 months of no employment. If you prepare for like 3 months of no employment, you'll be good. But if you come here thinking that you get it within like a month or two, you'll be depressed. I don't even lie, because I planned for 3 months, and even that at some point I got depressed. Because I think when I got here in December, I took the application. And then I had to write through. I don't even want to talk about resumes. Every single job has its own resume. So if you go onto my laptop, you have resume for
resumes for
cleaning,
different,
resume for
yeah.
security, like different resumes for different jobs. It was very, very tiring, and again, it was winter.
Yeah.
So not just like you can apply online, but I wanted to also go the extra mile of going outside to apply in person. The extra mile turned into like extra kilometers. I don't even lie. The thing was hard. It was snowing. It was cold. I was coming from like that time was very hot in Ghana. I was coming from like 37 degrees, and I dropped the -4. Like, and then it was just getting worse and worse every day. And my shoes weren't good enough. My jacket wasn't good enough.
Okay, so you've heard it from the horse's own mouth. I don't have to say much.
Yeah.
So it has been like an interesting conversation, and I hope you've learned or you've picked something out of it as well. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel.
Subscribe.
And also don't forget to like, comment, and share my videos as well. We'll bring you more amazing content as the day goes by, or as the weeks go by. So same time next week. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.